His jokes are sometime crude and sometime ass. With his wife of 15 years, that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cats are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last. Even bring the fun to the masses, rolling a 20 and beating every dungeon classes. With his goofy faces and voice all over the places, he hopes to never give up on his dreams to bring joy. And even the facts with his last podcast every week, and stream with his friends to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never gets angry, but sure can get scared. With anime waifus on his side, is always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear is always cool in his chair. Till the end his streams, always beware, cause he coming after you in hopes you'll be there. To hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love, have a good night, good life. Grumpy Bear has always been there, even when life isn't fair. Even when no one is there, he's thinking of you with love and care. Even if you say like I care, he still give you a big hug with love and hair. What hair? Cause he bold and eyebrows that are clear. With his kind words, he's never afraid to share. Giving you that good bear stare, even his kinks, so beware. Cause every weekend at 6:30 he's bound to share. Stream sitting in his chair on every platform that he can share, just as long as he knows you'll be there. God given, please share. He's coming at you with style and flair, so let him say this again to make it clear. Though life isn't fair, so playing hard and be fair. Tell the industry to beware of this bear, so he can wish you a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love, have a good night, good life. So he can wish you a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love, have a good night, good life. Good night. Much love, have a good night, good life. Good
All right, this is the Barely Bit There podcast. We do this every Friday around 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. I say around now because we kind of been like for the past couple weeks just starting a little early because we can. Well, yeah, I just want to let the song play out because I know the rest of the people in the chat. Michael, what up, bro? Hit me up on Discord. I had this one guy literally the week I told you hit me up on Discord for D&D. Literally somebody that very day hit me up on Discord. I do not know that was you. If it was not you, well then I have strangers hitting me up on Discord, and it's really like I don't know what to think about that or how to react when I have strangers that I don't recognize their face or their name. So yeah, it just Grumpy Bear should be pretty easy on Discord, or hit me up on my Twitter or X account, the Grumpy Bear. Pretty easy to find me. Hit me up so we get you in D&D nights, because we can always use another little bit of hell. Yeah, so yeah, yesterday's or Wednesday's D&D was a lot of fun. A little bit shorter than usual, but we were really lost on what to do because we're all speculating things, and when speculations come about, well, we're contemplating, and I like to be the force of chaos.
Yes.
Because I don't like waiting for too long. I'm like, time, come on. This, because Corvo's been doing a lot of that more lately, which I've been noticing. You've been doing a lot more of time-related things, with Speed and C being a part of the actual gameplay, while everybody's contemplating stuff. I'm going, well, I can't be. Wait. We got no audio for you. That's what I thought. When no audio comes in, yeah, I caught it this time. Let me. Okay, say something. Nope. Let's try this. Let's try not. It's not that one.
Worth of ready to go campaign.
Okay. How is it not picking up the audio for? Okay. It works for D&D night, but does not work for podcast night. So give me a moment here as I turn on the usual buttons. Okay, where's my headset audio? Okay, there we go. We should be able to hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now?
It should, because you're in the red.
Hello.
Oh, it's still in the red. Wow.
I don't hear anything.
Hey, give it a second. It's on delay. Okay, there we go. You
Said.
should be
Hello.
able to hear you now.
Military
Yeah,
grade.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
Hello,
All right. So, as I was saying, I have been on with the D&D when we're like battling or you're in a dungeon trying to figure things out. Been trying to help expedite some decisions, because even when I was not DMing, Stealthy was DMing, and we were in a party, one of the biggest things that kills us and makes things take a lot longer is nobody really wants to make a decision. We're great at wanting to think it out and figure it out, but we will think it out, figure it out, know what we probably should do, and then we'll second guess it and start over. So what I've started doing is, when you guys get pretty close to what I consider being an answer that's plausible,
yeah,
I will start the timer. And at some point, if somebody doesn't make a decision, I'm like, all right, somebody roll a dice. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Roll a dice. And if you don't roll a dice, I will roll a dice.
Yeah,
I know my dice rolls have been great for me.
Yeah, I know in other campaigns I've watched.
The first boss is a zombie xenomorph Maria Carey.
Yeah, but I noticed in other campaigns, people tend to want to come to the correct answer and then start to do that action as if the DM just going to let you do it because you came with the correct answer. When really, in reality, you have to look at the character.
Christmas song to lure travelers in.
You have to look at the character from a perspective of that character. Like, let's say I forget something, which I do often in real life too. So, but my character might not. He might be as smart as a whip and might not forget a lick of anything. If I have written into my character and I go, hey, I don't remember, but he does. Can I roll for it? That's something that most people forget, that they can roll on it to try to come up to the correct answer, or the answer is never truly given or figured out. It's always not always up. It is up to the players to try to work around that by giving an excuse to the DM, or the DM to say, hey, roll this and let's see if we can go, like, to push the narrative forward. And I've seen a lot of people just like going, oh man, in real life, I don't remember names for nothing. And that's like, if I knew the name, I would be able to solve this puzzle. Well, you don't know the name, but someone in the party might remember the name. And I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about the party character. So you got to think outside of that and think outside of yourself and going, okay, I may not be super strong, but my character is. I know I can't yeet somebody over a cliff, and make it to the other side of the mountain. But my character, by some miracle, nat 20, may be able to yeet the son of a gun, and he may be able to make all the way across, grab a tree with a rope in his hand, and we're gonna go across the ravine on a rope. And we don't know what's possible until you roll.
Right. And one of the great things, and like I said, I can't wait, because after this next campaign that we have purchased for us to play, unless Dazzling is free to start on Strahd, I have 2 campaigns I have written myself in a book. And I can't wait to do those, from the simple fact that there's going to be a lot more flow when it comes to like just interactions and role play, because I'm gonna know without even looking at the book, because I wrote what we're saying, how we're doing it, you know. I don't have to go hunt and remember. And usually, if it's something that's coming out of my head, and I'm not trying to find it in a book to remember or something, and I get it rolling, you guys are pretty good at like just picking up and rolling with it, because y'all know me. So it's easy to interact with me because it's coming out of me, you know?
Yeah.
Like for example, they described the girl that y'all met as a certain kind of way.
For Discord X the
but they didn't give her all of the flavor that I gave her. I did that on purpose because I knew that shit would get some shit started. I mean, you seen all the gifs that started coming in when I started voicing her. They're like, oh, wait, creepy bitch.
Yeah, like that, like even though we were uncertain whether she was creepy for the fact that she could have been a trap, or she was creepy because she was socially awkward. And that's something it's something that the DM has to be, I feel like, has to have a mind for going, okay, this is not just a roll the dice. This is the feel of the characters, feel of the world, feel of of yourself in that moment. And while I might find it creepy, right? Myself as a player, my character, being a complete idiot as he is, probably wouldn't give 2 shits and think best buddies, you know,
let's be
or
honest.
just hot lady.
I mean, let's be honest. Your character used interpretive dance to talk to someone. Okay, I mean, for fuck's sake.
I literally, I brought it back on him, and he somehow communicated with me through that dance, and we became best friends. At least I think we're best friends now. Me and a genie. So I'm pretty much a genie in the bottle. So yeah, it's just you're that's what I like about D&D. It's not just about what you as a player can think of or do. It's what your character can do, and being that character and pulling off stuff and doing stuff that you normally wouldn't do. And if you don't know you can do it, roll the dice. Just roll it.
Right.
Why? Because you don't know what you might get.
And the other side of that is for the most part, most of the DMs I've met, played with, or whatever, if you can give them a solid reason why you think an action that you want to attempt could do something, they'll let you roll for it. Because the worst case scenario, you're gonna fail, and it didn't do shit. You know,
the best example of the words is "you can try."
I mean, it's like for example, like I've only had a couple of DMs that I've played for that were really kind of what the fuck. I mean, not to be a dead horse, but I have steel cable. I throw steel cable in water. Lightning strikes pole that cable's on. Does it conduct electricity to the water? No, it doesn't do that because it's all magic based. Motherfucker, lightning is lightning.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
I'm not saying I'm going to succeed when I roll to do this. I could fail. But in reality, you get what I mean. I've only had a couple that were like that.
My thought is like, if I'm using magic to call forth lightning, I'm just using magic to call forth it. The lightning itself is still a natural effect. I'm just saying, hey, come here. That's what the magic is. I'm calling it forth. I'm not making a fireball. I'm just saying particle heat to make fire and then doing this. Go.
Yeah. But it's more about, like, to me, if you can come up with a plausible reason why you think this should work, I'm going to let you roll on it.
Yeah.
If I don't think the reason is plausible, I will try to explain to you why I don't think it's gonna, it fits, because
it's like saying barbarian doing a arcana check when he has no idea premise of arcana at all. Zero, none. Makes no sense. Why would you be rolling for that? Well, I got a +1. Okay, but you literally know nothing about magic. You know roar and smash. Just like I don't say wizard going, hey, I'm gonna pick up that dresser that's, with 3 drawers, all wood, and I'm gonna yeet it at somebody. You're a wizard. That would make sense if they went, I'm gonna use mage hand to chunk this fucking thing. Yeah. Now that's a different story. Yeah, but at that point, I'm just gonna laugh. Like, I'm gonna I have a +2 in strength. Yes, but you're still a wizard. Boy, you don't know what a push-up is. This is gonna say like that. You don't even know what that is. You know, magic leviosa. That's it. So yeah, that's where I come about. Like, you have to be reasonable within that regards. That something the character would never do. I'm telling you, dude. That is what's gonna make the fucking Gothic London one so fucking wild, because you're gonna bring in a whole set of shit that we ain't never been able to do before, because of the setting we were in, into this. I mean, it's gonna be funny. That is, if we ever get to play, because Stealthy and Sea Dragon are too busy naming the plasmoid. Yeah, I read that in chat. I mean, they're still going, dude. They were still going yesterday. I was sitting at the break table and looked at my Discord, and she's like, "What about this?" And he's like, "Oh, y'all are hilarious. What about this?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? We're still naming." I'm telling you, remember a couple of weeks back, I sent that video in Discord. I don't know if it was in the group Discord, of those 2 guys that looked like they were releasing stuff at each other as fighting. And I call it a Kung Fu Ninja. I'm telling you, if somebody can make a Kung Fu Ninja a class for D&D, I would play that class. You know exactly. Everybody in our group would play it at least once, because we are that group. We really, really are. Stealthy will probably come up with the Trojan Guard samurai to combat it, or some shit, but it's still a lot of fun. I mean, it's gonna be really interesting, because my mom's gonna be here.
Has correctly joined the channel
when we play D&D next time, and I don't know if she's gonna be in the room with me or not. So if I try to turn it down a little bit, my humor, probably because of her. But if I get too much into it, maybe she'll find it fun. I don't know if she actually watches my D&D or not. And honestly, if she does, good on you, Mom. You got a lot to watch, but I think it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all fun. But I'm gonna give you your story. Are you ready for your story? Yeah, okay. The how people fuck up and then try to kiss your ass later. Yeah, okay. So let's just get a quick synopsis here. So a couple weeks back, you had an employee that was being told to do that he wasn't allowed to do something from work when he got written permission from his bosses that he could do that. And somebody got butthurt because their area don't allow for that. And they thought because their sector of the company was not allowed to do that, that your sector that which this guy was working in shouldn't be allowed to do that, even though he got strict permission to do said thing. And then when he went to tell his bosses about it, they went, okay, I got them. Don't worry. Watch this.
Yeah.
Fucked around and found out.
So I hear from this, I heard about this today where apparently that same employee, they have realized how much they have fucked up with that employee to the point that benefits that were supposed to be, he wasn't supposed to get for another 4 months have suddenly already been applied. He has them and can do as he wills with them. And the funny thing about that is you wouldn't think that's too big a deal, but to apply these benefits for this person early, they literally had to reboot an entire system.
Okay.
Across the entire company. So I crack up because what I'm thinking is okay, they realize they have really, really fucked up. They really, really need to fix it. So they're going to do whatever it takes to kiss his ass right now.
Okay, so but my question is like, what is the actual benefit of giving these things early rather than just like, retroactively, mind you, early and retroactively? Why not like add or reward the person?
Okay, because there is a certain stipulation with this particular benefit where it takes a certain amount of time to accrue them, even if you have them. But all of that is being bypassed.
All right.
To give it now.
Just give it to me now. Okay. So what's the, again, I get that you're getting it all settled, right? They're getting it all fixed up for them and they're getting it early. What could they do with it earlier that they couldn't do it later? As if like somehow getting it earlier will.
Okay, because getting it earlier allows you to be guaranteed that you can use this benefit, all of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had to wait until those 4 months later, that leaves a finite amount of time
before you can
to use them
before they're gone
or lose them.
Okay, gotcha. So these use or lose. Okay. Have you personally ever like not been able to use all of it?
Me? Hell no. You know me, bitch. I will find a way. There are so many OIs and so many trips I can take. Fuck, I'll make up a trip. It's called the sit on my fucking couch day. Okay?
Yeah. That's your vacation. What you do? Sit on my couch. Which, by the way, I've done told myself all this coming week. I'm not doing anything other than just editing videos. I've gotten too lazy. I've got like just like no games until I upload a video or edit a full video. No anime watching. I gotta kick myself in high gear because I have like literally stacks of mangas that I gotta finish editing.
I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna apologize.
Why? Is my gift gonna distract me? Oh. I just said I'm gonna kick myself in the high gear. You're like, you know what? You might get something that you want to play with when you get it. So sorry now in advance. Great.
All I can say is it could be something you really want to read. It could be something you really want to play. It could be something you really want to do. But all I got to say is, in any event, I may have inadvertently derailed your motivation.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna play with that when that gets here. Great. All right. Well, it's fine. All right. Well, anyways,
you do that now, but your face when you see it is gonna be like, yeah.
I sure. All right. Well, okay. Back to the topics here. But yeah, this week my mom's coming. It's gonna be our birthday for those who are wondering in the chat. me and Corvo's birthday. So if anybody wants to go and donate, if anybody wants to do that, we both have Twitch channels. Links in the descriptions. I'm sure you can donate if you want to. I have an Amazon wish list, which I don't think anybody goes look at, but it's also on my Twitch channel. You know, just in case somebody wants to do something nice, but not required, but it'd be definitely pick me up. But okay, so I want to talk about this real fast though, because I thought this was funny. Let me ask you one question first. Do you know what a rug pull is? Not like an actual rug that you pull, but the term rug pull.
No, I don't think I've come across that one.
Okay. Usually this turn of phrase is used for those who buy Bitcoins, right? Somebody starts a Bitcoin and they start selling the Bitcoin for a really lot of money. And as soon as they make the money, the person that made the coins pulls all the money and makes all the money from it and makes the coins drop in profit. So they get all the money, but the coins are now worthless. Right. That's rug pull. Okay. So as I alluded to before, somebody's already doing pre-orders for hotel rooms on the moon. And as you kind of stated, what's the point of this kind of thing? A hotel or a place to stay on the moon that might not even be available to go and live in or go stay in until we're dead. I see this never coming to fruition, and people are already putting money into it. So you're like, again, you put your money into something, you think it's be worth something, and they're gonna get the money, right? The money's theirs, and you never get that moon landing experience, living and sleeping on the moon, looking down at Earth and all the stars. I don't think this is ever gonna happen, but yet some people think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen in our lifetime, for sure. Hell, I don't think it's going to happen in my children's lifetime. Will it happen? It's possible. I mean, it's not that we won't have the ability to do it at some point, but it's nowhere near fucking now. So to be investing in it now is kind of... Yeah, it'd be different if they were like, if we legitimately knew without a shadow of a doubt that somebody had already put a sustainable structure on the moon that could last, you know, a year, 2 years, 3 years without having to have like replacement parts printed and sent up and installed and stuff like that. But we hadn't even gotten to that point. So how the hell you think you're gonna build a fucking hotel?
Yeah, I'm thinking about like renewable energy might be like, you know, solar panels. The sun's not very far. That might not be part. My main thing is oxygen. How would you? Like, you go up there, build a building, plant a tree, start watering it, and think it's just like oxygen is just gonna start coming about. Like, how do you get
this
big old tanks?
You're thinking about it like you're gonna go stay at a hotel and walk around on the moon. No, most people are thinking about like we're gonna build a structure with scrubbers in it that can scrub carbon dioxide and replenish oxygen in the building. Kind of like we do with the space stations, right? And stuff. It's not that we don't have the ability to create oxygen in a no oxygen area. It's just we can't do it on a planet. So I'm thinking what they're trying to market is, hey, you won't be able to go outside and be like, oh, let me go dooning on the fucking moon, but you'll be able to stay in a facility that has oxygen and stuff, and you can look out at the moon, and we might even put a suit on you for like 30 minutes, let you do a little 30-minute moonwalk or something, you know. But if they're trying to market it like, oh, you're just going to fly up to the fucking moon and walk around and be like, la, 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 no, that shit, that's called terraforming, and we are not there yet.
Yeah. I just don't see why people, I guess it's just, it's like a bragging rights. Like, hey, I have this ticket that allows me to someday to go up to the moon and walk around in a hotel on the moon. It's like a status symbol. It's not, you're never going to truly experience that. probably like when you're dead and they bring your corpse up there. But like, how are they gonna be able to? I don't know. It feels like this is another one of those scams that people like promising you the moon, literally, and then you're never gonna get it. So,
It is from the standpoint that we're not capable of doing it.
yeah, and
Like
apparently,
I said, 100, 200 years from now, I don't know what the fuck we'll be able to do.
yeah,
But right
apparently,
now,
like,
we can't fucking do it.
yeah, apparently China is also trying to buy stocks or buy land on the moon, and America's trying to buy land on the moon. Everybody's trying to buy land on the moon. Like, at this point, I feel like it's just a race. Whoever can do it first wins. I don't feel like this is one of those situations where you can just buy it up and it's like, okay, well, that part's mine right there. You see that little? Let me give you. Eyes toward the moon. Eyes in the telescope, and right about there is my acre of land. You can't own something unless you can get there, and even then, who says an asteroid won't just go hi? Because the moon get hit by asteroids, right? I'm not mistaken on that. The moon does get smacked by asteroids every now and then.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the atmosphere that we do. It doesn't have something to burn it up or something for it to glance off of at a certain angle or anything like that. It's just fucking solid impact on the moon.
Yeah, so I've not heard stories about people getting killed by asteroids from on Earth, and usually it's pretty small. But like that, those are like one in a billion. On the moon, I don't think it's one of anything. I think it's one of one. I think it's very likely if you stay there long enough, you might get hit by something up there. Debris, asteroid, more debris, a rock that somebody thought it'd be funny to see if they can throw it on the moon and see how fast it goes. I feel like if they threw it on the moon, I wonder if it would just keep going straight over, or if it would circle around the moon and come back around and hit you again.
There's no the gravity is so little that no, it would not go around the moon.
Okay,
It would just
I know
keep
you can
fucking
jump
going.
and you can fall, but if you jump too high, you would launch yourself.
Right.
Right.
Because it's very limited gravity.
Yeah. I just you mash be on a planet like that. It's like, watch this. You throw it and you're like, all right, give it about like 5 minutes. It'll be right here, and just stand there and just kind of speeding towards your head. That'd be funny. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, and I think this could be a rug pull. Someone's like, yeah, give me all the money. Here's all the money. Here's your ticket, and nothing ever comes about it. And it's just like people are just easily followed, and no one's stopping this kind of stuff either. No one's like preventing this kind of things from happening. Just like with Bitcoins, no one's preventing people from making these digital money, and then afterwards going, oh, it's not my fault that they lost all that money and I just got billions of dollars from it. That was their fiscal irresponsibility for buying it. This is kind of like the same situation.
Right.
Like, not my fault that they're never going to go to the moon, never going to stay in a hotel, never going to be in this place. It's never going to happen. But that's their fiscal responsibility. I just get rich off of it. And my thoughts is, God, I want to backhand some people. Just like, Jesus Christ, just no. Just no. Okay, we know, they know, but they're just like wishful idiots at this point. But okay. So, I will say, okay, apparently this week we didn't gonna get the raid. I was like, this last week we got like, again, we got 3 weeks in a row, and now we're not getting it all. But that's not here there. Okay, so what animes have you been watching lately? Before I get into this thing, have you been watching?
Okay, so I have watched. Hang on, let me pull it up because it's hard for me to.
And while you're doing that, I'll just name a few myself. And this is not in particular order. I haven't watched some of them or watched not some of them. I have not watched. I have a few that I have not watched yet. I have watched Hell Mode, the hardcore gamer dominant another world with garbage balance. I have watched Noble Reincarnation. I'm gonna shorten the names here a little bit here. Census to Be Hero, which they finally come with episode 2. Can't wait to watch that one. That was yesterday. I think that's gonna be a great one. Daily life of a single 29-year-old adventurer, which it's okay. This one right here is actually one of my favorite because I've been reading the manga for it. Easygoing Terrator or Terrator. My dyslexia hitting here. Territory defense by Optimistic Lord, and Ricardin as a dragon, and the other one Sorcerer Can See. I'm not even trying to first name of it. That's a few of them watching myself.
Watched, the Water Mage. I've been watching that.
What's up, Snake? The Water Mage? I've actually read the manga for that one, and that was like last season's anime, The Water Mage. That's actually really good. The manga's exceptional.
I've been watching that because I have different subscriptions, so I have to like look at my list in more than one place. But I was watching that on Crunchy.
Okay, so the reason I was thought about this because anime has been following kind of a trend of lately. With Steak, I don't know if you watch anime yourself, my dude, but I'm just gonna ask it. What animes do you watch if you watch anime? But yeah, I have noticed that there's a bit of a trend of anime lately, and a lot of it's isekai anime. A lot of it's sometimes slice of life and so on. A lot of mangas I have been personally reading have been coming out in animes, which I really appreciate. But this is the first time in a long time that anime has actually done a remake of an old classic anime. Classic, when I mean classic, for those who are in the chat, we're doing just fine, my man. We're both about to get a year older in a couple of days, but that's not here or there.
Yep. So, okay, so two others real quick, and then I'll let you keep going. But I was watching World Trigger because they released some more episodes for it.
Yeah.
And then
I watch anime.
Togen Anki.
Togen Anki. Okay.
I've been watching.
Not bad.
I've been watching that, and where was the? Oh, and I'm rewatching Fairy Gone.
Oh, Fairy Gone's actually not a bad one at all. What anime do you watch there, Steak? Just let me know in the chat. But yeah, okay. So the old classic '90s anime, which I don't even know, like people realize it was an anime back then because the way it was drawn. Maybe you think it was like more of a cartoon because I think it was it airing on Cartoon Network, or was it airing on WB? I can't remember at this point. It feels like this.
To remember. I wanted to type in the exact title, but I can't remember the exact title. But I was going to look it up.
Yeah. It is Samurai Troopers. The original, or this one is Yoroi-Shinden Samurai Troopers, and this is a old show.
Okay.
Kind of like.
So it's called. You got Samurai Troopers, but
I'm
it was also
Dragon
called
Ball.
Ronin Warrior.
Yeah, Ronin Warriors. That was the full name.
And it was yes, I own the entire original collection of this.
Yeah,
because when it came out, I thought it was some of the greatest shit I'd ever seen.
Oh yeah, so good.
It was great.
Yeah, this is like the Power Rangers of samurai suits. For those who are wondering, like, we're getting an idea of this, think Power Rangers, right? The original Power Rangers, but everybody wears samurai suits, and everybody has specialized weapons, and they were dealing with other beings that wore samurai suits. So they made a remake of it, right? Of the original Samurai Troopers Shampoo, or Shampoo? Ronin Shampoo, or am I saying it right? I forget that.
In the U.S., it was marketed as Ronin Warriors.
Ronin Warriors, okay. And the first episode, back in the 90s, you didn't ever see anybody die. No one.
No, that episode was brutal.
Do you like Drake?
The singer? Not really. Just being honest with you, I don't really do music a lot. Mostly house music and like chilled vibes and brass and stuff like that. I like instrumental music. But anyways, so the first episode of the original, or the first TV series, like, no one ever really died. No one was ever really killed. They kind of like just evaporated or disappeared, or some flash of lights and the thing was gone, right? There was nothing actually ever being done that was evil either. Like, people may run and scream, the people of the area was running away from the bad guys, right? But in this series of Samurai Champloo, people are literally being stabbed and blood and killing and blowing up people, and it was kind of gruesome, but not like gory gruesome, but like it was actually villains being villains, being complete shitholes. And actually like giving up the people the reason like, hey, I wonder why I shouldn't like them. Or he just murdered that woman. He just like chopped that dude's head off. He just went psychopath, serial killer, stealing, stab onto a person's already, clearly dead. And blowing entire buildings up with people in it and bodies go flying everywhere. This is where I guess with my childlike brain, I've never really thought about like why are these villains being villains, because back then we didn't actually see that kind of stuff. And now it's like, now I can see why these people were assholes, why they needed to be stopped. They weren't just, planning to conquer the world. No, they're planning to conquer the world and kill people indiscriminately and not caring who you were, or where you're from. Just
fuck them. They're in the way. Kill them all. That's I remember not so much a fucking anime, but I remember watching a movie as a child.
Yeah.
And even in the movies when they started out, people would die, but they always died kind of off screen. Off screen, and then you seen a body with maybe some blood, but you didn't see the actual act.
Yes.
I remember the first time I was watching a movie, and I'm watching it, and I'm expecting, okay, he's fixing to kill this girl. It's going to pan off screen, and it's going to come back, and we're going to see the body. No. Home dude just took machete and just fucking wailed, and blood's flying everywhere, and I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, actually seeing villains do the actual deed of villainy, or doing the actual deed of horror to people. And I guess, like, of course, this was made for kids, right? Maybe when we were kids. It was back in the 90s where TV shows were almost branded for selling of figurines. Like, they were primarily made.
I mean, from 80s into, I would say, even into mid 90s, it was like all about, let me write a show that they want to watch well enough that they'll want to go buy the merchandise.
Yeah.
So like, you gotta go look at, like, I mean, fuck, dude, it's happening still today. I was walking through a store the other day. You know what the hell I seen?
No.
A fucking Thundercat figurine. Action figure, moving arms and everything, but not off of the new Thundercats. No, off of the original ones. And I'm like, we can't sell them on the old ones, but they still fucking selling, on the new ones, but the old ones are still fucking out there, dude. People still buying them bitches.
Yeah, so like, I was just thinking to myself, like, if TV shows like this, old ones, mind you, remade to modern day, but then put in the aspect of, like, I've always said this about Pokemon, right? I've always said about Pokemon. I get Pokemon was meant for kids, and I get they make millions of dollars. Why could they not make just one more, a little bit more aimed toward the old adults? Nothing like perverted or gruesome, but a little bit more mature in some sense, or a little bit more, to our liking, to adults' liking, than primarily just make it for kids. And like, well, it's meant for kids. It's like, but adults, we still enjoy it, even though it's totally meant for kids. And we got adults that are being aggressive, trying to buy up Pokemon cards and elbowing people out the way just to get to them. But those people only think about the money. They're not really thinking about the actual love of the Pokemon cards. But imagine if they took Thundercats and actually did a real, not that last Thundercats. I don't even know if you even like that one. Did you like the last Thundercats that they did? Okay, so let's just say they do a real remake of Thundercats and they made it more mature. Again, nothing like perverted.
Like,
but
you mean when I see fucking Lino stab someone, I actually see stab someone? That'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, heads coming off, arms being chopped off, brutal contact, real consequences being shown by Skeletor's evil doing. Like, why is Skeletor a bad guy? We never really see him do anything bad. but we know he's a bad guy. But what if you actually show him doing something that actually is bad, and then show that on television and give the viewers a real content going, oh, that's why Lion-O is going after his ass. Bam. Okay, bro, get him. You know, it's kind of like that kind of things.
All right, and before chat jumps on you, you're mixing up two different shows, bro.
Sorry. Lion-O, go get him. Shit on it.
Skeletor is Masters of the Universe. Lion-O is Thundercats.
Yeah.
So
He-Man.
What you mean if you're using the Thundercats, you mean Mumra, and yeah, fuck, Mumra just looked old and creepy and evil. But did you ever see him kill anybody?
Nope.
No. Did you ever see him destroy an actual populated area? No. Usually, they would get warned. Oh, there's a fire and it's moving through the uninhabited forest towards the town of Burbles, and then they go and save the town of Burbles. Nobody actually died, and whatever. But it was an evil thing because he was trying. No, bitch, let me see something catch on fire.
Yeah,
I want to see a robot bear run around and go, ah!
Yeah, let's see the actual consequences of a bad person and an actual reason for the good person to seek for it to go get him. It's kind of like the classic story of a demon lord, right? In a TV show, like for anime. You never see a demon lord actually do anything demonic. Hell, he doesn't even very much move from his seat. He just stays there waiting for the hero to get to him at the end of the story. He doesn't leave this. He doesn't leave the castle. Like, come on, like, be evil. But like, this is the one time I actually see bad guys be bad guys. I'm like, you know, I don't want to root for them. I should not like them. That's the point of the characters. But damn, do I want to see more of it? Yeah, I want to see more of it.
Like It's like you don't want Strahd to be Strahd, but watching Strahd be Strahd is fucking amazing. You know?
Yes.
I mean, you don't want him to win, but when Strahd waves his hand and a gust of wind plasters your party upside the walls in a church, you kind of can't help but have a healthy respect for the fact this bitch could crush right now.
It would be like, you know, watching a Jason movie or Friday the 13th movie, only seeing blood on windows and on grounds and on grass and on concrete, and then give the idea of someone died there. Never seen the body, never see them kill him, and then you just see him every now and then in the movie here and there, and then a scene later, like you're saying, there's some kind of noticeable scene of somebody died, but never seen him actually do it. Like, how do we know it's him? What if he's being framed?
Right.
You know, what if he's a good guy the entire time? He's been there trying to save them. In reality,
I'm sure Michael would say Lori did it. Lori did it all. I didn't fucking do shit. I was trick or treating with my mask.
Yeah,
I just carried a knife for self-defense, man. I didn't kill nobody. That bitch
like,
crazy.
It's like when I'm thinking about it from a kid's point of perspective, like I never questioned this, but as an adult, like I'm glad they're taking it and going, we need to make this a little bit more believable rather than.
And see, that line of thought is kind of why I watch a lot of like horror, serial killer, slasher type movies, because the older I've gotten, I've stopped being about, oh, can the hero or heroine survive? And it's more like, I want to know why this motherfucker's doing it. Why is he fucked up? Who fucked him up? Because that's the motherfucker that needs to get his ass whooped. Somebody somewhere didn't give him his bowl of Cheerios at the right time, and now all these people are dead.
Okay, so I might have asked this question in the past, and I forgive me if I forget it. And you know, we've done so many episodes, or we're well over 200 now. I don't know if these shorts are counting that number either ways, but so do you like it when a villain has a good reason to be a villain, or do you like when villains are just villains to be villains?
So I hate to say it, I kind of like both. I like it when you just have an asshole being an asshole, because it's easy to say, okay, he's doing what he chooses to do. This is him.
Yeah.
There's no hidden whatever. But at the same time, I also like it if they give them a good story as to, hey, this is why they are the way they are. I love that shit.
Do you like it when it's do you like it when it's in a state of like kind of like Thanos, like you kind of almost sympathize or almost agree with them, or do you like in the sense of damn, that made him evil. Like, I can totally see why that made him evil. Because, like, people felt bad for Thanos. They almost agreed with Thanos. But he was still a villain.
It's like this. I'm not a person that is going to sit here and say, oh, well, I agree with what they're doing because of what happened to them. I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like, for example, I'll use myself as a hypothetical. If something truly tragic had happened in my life,
yeah,
right, and I went off and started fucking killing a bunch of people. Okay, yes, the tragedy may have influenced me, but at some point I made a conscious decision to do those acts.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, what I do like is because I know the story, I can understand what's going on. Because it's hard for me to watch anything, whether it be a heroine, a hero, a villain, anything, if I don't understand why they are who they are. You know what I mean? It'd be like watching Harry Potter, but never knowing why Harry had the scar, or that his parents were wizards, or any of that shit. Here's a kid, he does magic, ooh, there's a villain.
Yeah.
You don't understand anything about him. Would you want to watch that shit? I mean, if you don't know?
Yeah. Well, as the saying goes, every villain thinks they're the hero of their own story.
That is true.
And the I forget his name. From Harry Potter, the main villain. I can't believe I'm blanking on this right now. Voldemort thought he was doing good because he was like, no, purebloods only. We should be the only ones doing magic. We should be the only ones being in this world. We should be in power because we are powerful. He thought he was the good guy. He wasn't, but he damn well thought it. Does that make it more interesting that he thinks he's the hero? He thinks he's the good guy? Or should it just be, you should be the bad guy. You should know you're a bad guy. You should feel the bad guy in you.
No, I think the story behind the person is always what makes it more interesting. I mean, I could give two shits less if I watch Halloween and all I know about Michaels is he's walking around stabbing. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
That's not special, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the story behind Mike, why he started doing what he did, now that shit's fucking interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
But then we have people like Mike Myers, or not, is it Mike Myers from Freddy Krueger. Just like, hey, you were a piece of shit before death, and you're a piece of shit after death. And why are you a piece of shit? Because you're a piece of shit. It's like, okay, how did you become a piece of shit though? It's like, I don't really know that part. He's an asshole.
They've tried in the newer movies to go back and show you where things happen. Okay?
Yeah.
But in the original ones, no, all you knew was in life he was a fucking murdering pedophile, and then the town burnt his ass to death, and in death he became a man of nightmare and murdering pedophile. Except for his children got older. He died.
He had to go after the ones he couldn't get before.
It was kids about this tall.
Yeah.
You know, when he got older, it was kids about this tall. He had
to finish. He had to make sure he finishes off the ones he couldn't before. But yeah, okay. So, but yeah, I'm just thinking, like, it's just like, man, I would love. Like, I don't want the anime industry to become like the video game industry in a lot of ways, where they're doing a lot of remakes. Remakes are fine to an extent that it's understandable, but you can't make remakes of a game then call it HD. I'm talking about forget the name of it. It's that little girl and the guy like finds her and they walk around in an apocalyptic world. I'm forgetting the name of it. Something lasting. The Last of Us, maybe. I don't remember. It was like they made like 4 remakes of that game. You don't need 4. One's maybe good enough. But
I mean, it's kind of like, for example, so I will give you an example of a game I think a remake would be good of, and that would be something like Legend of Dragoon. I think a remake for it would be absolutely amazing because the storyline and everything for it would be great if you did it in, say, like a Final Fantasy type remake. Okay?
Yeah.
The characters lend themselves to it. The story lends themselves to it. It'll be visually and cinematically appealing. A game I don't see the purpose in making a remake for would be Paperboy. What the fuck? I want to see him pedal his bike in high definition and throw the paper. The fuck is that? You know?
Yeah, like I'm good on that.
We have that shit happen a lot. You know, it's kind of like they were. You know, a lot of people are talking about different games that they'd like to see remade. I don't see a reason to like remake, say, Final Fantasy X or 13 or any of them, because visually they were appealing enough for their story at that time. They held up, right?
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at something like 8, 9, and some of those that were still pixelated, I think those stories would translate really good in today's, you know, graphical settings, because it would be more visually appealing. It's just, I don't think that we always think about should we just do, you know, or sometimes we do and we're not even listening to what people actually want us to do.
We're just looking at a profit incentive.
Case in point, there has been a lot of talk of remaking Final Fantasy IX.
Yes, a lot.
I like Final Fantasy IX. I like Final Fantasy IX. I've played it. It's a great game. But Final Fantasy IX graphically was way more advanced than, say, 8 was, because 8 was more pixelated.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense to redo 8 and then do 9 than to do 9 and still leave 8 sitting pixelated. I mean, we did 7.
Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking they're just waiting to finish with 7's remake before they actually move on to the next one. Because Jesus, they're taking years to release the next episode.
They're gonna finish 7, and then I'm assuming that they're probably gonna do 9 next, because there's no way they'll do 8 next, because that's what people want. you know?
Well, I mean, I want 9 and 8, but 9. I want 9.
I know you want 9.
Yeah.
But I want 8, and there's a lot of people that want 8. And and I'm not saying not to do 9.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying if you're gonna go off of the standard, which one would benefit from a remake right this minute over the other one, it would be 8, because it's the one with the art style that's the least appealing of the two right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But yeah,
I don't think they weigh that. I don't think they think about that kind of shit. It's kind of like there was another game that I said today that I thought would have been great for a remake, and I can't remember what it was, because it's funny we're talking about this. I literally had this conversation with Lambino at break today.
Oh,
about remakes and stuff.
Well, I'm just glad that they decided to take this one, a show that I very much loved, and did a remake of it. Made it more instead of like trying to keep the appeal for kids, make the show for kids, they decided to go, let's make it for the fans of the generation, I feel like, that watched it when they were kids and now they're adults. So let's make it for the adults.
I feel like they need to do that with some. It's not necessarily anime. I guess you would classify them as American cartoons, but
yes,
like Masters of the Universe.
Yes,
I would love for them to actually make a real remake of Masters of the Universe, not the shit they've tried to put out in between.
Yeah.
Okay, and make it for age appropriate for that generation that grew up watching it. So I am at the age now where when I see He-Man and ex-Billy Bob fight, I don't want to see He-Man just punt his ass off somewhere. Stab that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I want to see characters go away, not constantly come back. So we have the constant, like, villains in any kind of storyline in real life eventually disappear because they were stopped or imprisoned. Not
right.
Oh, let's do this next week. See you tomorrow. Bye. Friendly kumbaya. And then the next episode, here they are, all of them again, like like clockwork, coming back and doing evil stuff. No, the villain's supposed to be stopped. I want to see characters disappear. Why? Because the good guy, which is usually the case, hell, even some good guys disappear. Why? Because it happens. That's real life. People die. I don't know if anybody's gonna die in this show for the Samurai's troopers, but honestly, I would be okay with some of them die. Do I want them dead? No, but it's real life. Characters disappear. Bad things happen during conflict of brutality. So, like, just let that happen. And I'm not saying that make that your main focus.
I mean, could you imagine watching Demon Slayer, but every time they fought a demon, it was just like a couple of bruises on the demon and he lost, and then he come back next episode and you're like, ha ha ha, I'm back. No, motherfucker, didn't I just chop your head off? Bitch, you're supposed to be dead.
Yeah, and like it's like the Avengers from Marvel. You know, they beat the bad guys, and at the very end of the very last movie, like you see all the bad guys running, bad guys and good guys running toward them. But there were some good guys that they disappeared. They did go because they died.
They died.
But the army of the bad guys
Tony snapped his finger, knowing damn well he was fixing to snap himself to death.
Yeah. But all the bad guys were like, you know, they didn't have like their iconic character as a bad guy running toward them. It was just an army of bad people, because that's usually you're fighting against is an army, a conglomerate, a large group of evil people, and you're normally the hero defeating them. You know, outstanding numbers. I'm thinking in my mind, like you're like the 1 to 100. Kind of scenarios. It's kind of why I like Dynasty Warriors. You can just beat up hundreds and thousands of people at one time because you're the hero, right? But I want that in anime, but also I don't want this to become a trend, like I said, of remakes. So I wish I could talk to the anime industry. Just like, hey, keep on doing this, but be really selective. Like, I mean, choose like the cream of the crop. Yeah, and then realize who is their fans.
Could you imagine watching an age-appropriate Dragon Ball Z for you right now? Like,
oh yeah, like
that shit would be fucking great.
Like, instead of getting knocked out, you know, seeing like large groups of Frieza's troops come at them, Goku kicking people's heads off, ripping arms off, fucking chopping them in half, blasting their head off, bullets to the chest. I want to see. Of course, I remember like the old ones. They actually did show a little bit of blood in the one, but it was never a full, like, you didn't see guts dripping from the hole that was their missing spot in their chest, and seeing, you know, it go down their body. No, you didn't see that. You just saw a little, you know, little spit of blood. That was it. But if Dragon Ball Z could be more brutal, I think a lot of people have been like, fuck yeah. But they're still in the mindset like this is kind of still for kids. We're still trying to cater toward the kids. I'm like, but who buys your merchandise? The majority has to be a mommy and daddy, or it is mommy and daddy buying it, and then like, oh, the kids, oh, you don't want it no more? Okay, it's mine. If you don't want it, fucking. I only have some toys back there from kids that didn't want them from Goodwill. That they didn't want no more. I got them. Yeah,
we need examples.
Yeah, if you don't want them, kids, I'll take them. I had a trunk. So it had marker all over it. I had to get some marker remover, literally remove the marker from his hair, and some kid thought it'd be cool to dye it. But yeah, it just I do want them to do this, and I'm just also afraid because I know certain companies are letting certain areas of the world change stories to try to fit their narrative or fit their ideologies, and you know, get into political. I'm like, oh, please don't get into political, please. I don't want this in my anime. I just want to watch my show. Literally, like last week, this last thing I'm gonna say about it. Literally last week, a character in the dub version did not say this. Dub version, they did. The dude was saying, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm mansplaining here. I'm like, oh, you're gonna put that in there? Mansplaining? Really? He was just explaining stuff. He didn't say that in the Japanese version. He didn't, but you put that. God, I want to smack some people, but that's not here there. Okay. Last little topic. Now I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. I'm gonna send you the link, and for those who are in the chat, if you're interested in this, I didn't know this is possible, and I know I talked about this like, man, maybe over a year ago. And I didn't know that we're getting to this point, and I want to know: do you see this something as viable? This is I was talking about micro SDs cards getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and now they finally got to 1 terabyte, which it is
I've already seen one in action.
Okay, so like I know how finicky at least some of my micro SD cards can be, and now we're getting to, again, these things are smaller than your thumb, right? And these are going into devices for storage and memory. Like, do you see this being, like, if we're getting down to that size, I'm saying here, we're getting down to that size to hold memory reliably, what is the size we're looking at for like more, like 10 terabytes on an SD card or micro SD card in the next 5 years or so? And could that be like a future of hard drives and computers?
I can see storage sizes going up in smaller devices all the time. And to your point, the biggest trick with micro SD cards is really the brand that you buy. Because there are people out there that do shitty jobs, shitty brands, and then there's people that make brands. I've got one personally laying on my desk that's a Samsung that I've had for I don't know how long, and it's a 512 gigabyte one.
Yeah.
And never had any issues out of it. Never. But then at the same time, I have another one somewhere around here that's made by like PNY or something like that, that I have to get that bitch just right to get it work.
Yeah, I see. I know certain devices like the Steam console that's coming out. They're wanting like $900 for like a 500 gigabyte, and it's already put in there for $900 for the Steam computer. But if they want the 1 terabyte, they're paying close to $2,000 or so, well over $1,000 for it. I'm going, if people can get a terabyte in a little small ass micro SD card, for technically it's $200 for that little thing. Why is it why is it that the bigger one's still that expensive? You know what I'm saying? Like, little tiny thing.
So the difference is going to be the difference in 1, the manufacturing of the chip, 2, what the chip's rated for and materials used. Because I can get you a terabyte in cheap materials, and I can get you a terabyte in really good fucking materials.
Yeah,
the really good materials are going to work great for like gaming and streaming and shit like that, because they're meant and tested and all that shit. They're benchmarked for high speed data transfer and all that. Whereas the cheaper ones are meant to hold your data and allow you to access that data, not necessarily expediently.
Yeah, well, this one is this was a 890 read, 850 write, and they brand it for the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, they branding it for Nintendo Switch 2. So it's meant for game consoles, but only 890 read and 850 write? Is that really, that doesn't seem like a lot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a lot. It just doesn't feel like that's a lot.
So, for example, the card that you just sent the link for, it reads 890 per second. Okay?
Yeah.
It reads at 850 MB a second. But you're talking about 100 or so more MB for the one that's that's rated for the machine. It's all about speed, data access. It's kind of like Stealthy bought me an external hard drive, a 5 terabyte external hard drive, specifically for gaming consoles or gaming PCs.
Yeah.
Because that drive was built, benchmarked, and chips were created specifically for fast data transfer and access. Whereas I could buy a 5 terabyte of another brand that's not built for that, and it's going to have slower speed, slower transfer and everything, but it still has the same amount of space. You understand? So you're paying for what you want it to do and what it's capable of doing.
Okay. I just like maybe it's just all about that for them. It's just all about that storage. But I'm like going like this for Nintendo Switch. They're gonna have to read the games from the Nintendo Switch. They're gonna have to, play the game from Nintendo Switch. But like I don't know how powerful Nintendo Switch is, and like it's only $200. Like realistically, terabyte. That's nowadays it's common, but I still feel like that's a lot. Like I still hear a terabyte and go, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of storage. But to some people, like, no, that's nothing. Because compared to nowadays games, you need like a half a terabyte to play one game.
You're talking to the guy that has a 46 terabyte NAS, okay? I mean, I can find a way to use it.
Yeah, yeah.
I guarantee you, I plug that 5 terabyte into that PlayStation. I can go in there right now and I can fill it up.
Yeah,
won't take me but a few minutes.
Yeah, it's just like oh my god, that doesn't take anything to fill that up. But to me, that still feels so.
I mean,
big.
hell, there's some games out there that you need to buy a terabyte drive just for that game, because what's going to happen is you're going to have an 80 gig download and play.
Yeah,
and then you're going to have DLCs that are 50 gigs a pop if that thing is something that keeps going. Destiny. and then you're talking like 12 DLCs in the course of that particular lifespan. Goddamn, you're talking about 12 times 50.
Yeah, and then you need overhead to make sure the game runs well, because I've had this happen before. If a hard drive gets too full, games don't always run that well because it's pulling that data from that hard drive, even though it's the only thing that's running. Something about overhead just can kill a game from hard drive.
What happens is a lot of people don't understand what virtual memory is.
Mm-hmm.
So the way virtual memory works is, okay, you got your standard memory in your machine.
Yeah.
But at some point when you're playing that game, all of that might be being utilized just for you to play. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then it has to have something to render. To use to render the environment. So now it looks at your drive and it goes, hey, you got some free space here. We're going to use that
Grumpy
space
Bear best viewers
temporarily as virtual memory, and we're going to run the rendering out of that space. And then when you cut it off, it's gone. Well, if you go and fill your fucking drive up and you're playing the game, you're going to start lagging on rendering and shit because there's nothing, all your resources attacked. There's nothing to render it in. It's having to fight itself. It's having to wait for whatever you just left to clear before it can build what you're walking to.
Yeah. This is the last thing I've said I want to talk about. I've noticed some technology going out now where it will start rendering what your character and what your character's looking at only, and anything else around the character that's not being like visibly seen by the character is being like not erased, but like lowered. So it saves on memory and graphics use. But if you turn your character or your eye toward that direction, it will re-render all that stuff into high def and so on, and then do the same thing for the rest of it. So it starts saving, and video games and developers start doing that with graphics card, which I think is a great idea. Because honestly, I'm not looking at the entire world when I'm running through it. Sometimes I just don't know what's ahead of me.
That is good for some games.
Yeah.
Not all games. So I don't want that shit when I'm playing a first-person shooter. Because motherfucker, I'm looking everywhere. I'm trying to see if I'm getting shot.
Yeah.
So in a first-person shooter, you don't want that. But in something like Genshin where you're running around, that's okay. Because you're mainly focused on what you're looking at.
Yeah, like I don't need the mountain that's way behind me that I'm not turning my camera to look at it, be rendering all 24/7 when I'm moving around. I just wanted to like, hey, I'm already way from it. I don't need to see that no more. You can just go ahead and just fade that out in my graphics. But if I turn my character around or turn my camera that way, then you can render it. Not slowly though. I better be pretty fast because like honestly, it's not a very high definition game. But that's not either. All right, so that's it for this week. I hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like button, hit the subscribe button, and be so kind. Maybe share it and leave a comment if you're watching the VODs. For those who are normally here and you're not in the chat, join us sometimes. It's kind of nice to have somebody in the chat a little bit, talking, even though they was full a little bit, and hopefully they actually hit me up on Discord. But until then, as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I was going to tell you a short story afterwards, but I don't remember what it was. It was stealthy stuff.